In this video we'll look at creating some basic glass objects in Blender 5. We can create a basic glass tumbler starting by adding a cylinder mesh to our scene with 16 vertices. We press numpad 1 to go to side view and then tab to go into edit mode. Press A to ensure everything is selected and then GZ1 to move the mesh up 1 unit. The pivot point is now in the centre of the base of our glass. Next step is to create the hollow section in our glass. We switch into the top view by pressing 7 on the numpad, and then optionally you can change into the solid mode if you find that easier to work with. We press tab to enter edit mode, 3 for face selection, select the face at the top of the glass and then press I to inset. Inset as far as you want based on the thickness of your desired glass. Rotate the viewport so you can get a good view of what you're doing, then press E and Z to fix extruding in the Z axis and move down into position. Switch into wireframe view mode and then use G and Z to move the bottom of the interior glass to where you want it. You can press S to scale the base of the interior glass if you don't want the walls to be straight down. Let's look at adding some basic decoration to this glass. First up, press Ctrl+2 to add a subdivision surface modifier to our object. Change to the wireframe viewport mode and then tab to edit mode. We will be adding some loop cuts to tidy up our mesh. Ctrl R to add a loop cut, scroll the mouse wheel up to make it 2 cuts, left click right click to fix and then SZ to scale to the top and bottom simultaneously. We repeat this process to create an interior section where we will add the decorations. When we're happy with the position of the loop cuts, we press numpad 1 to move to side view and then press 3 for face select and select only the outside faces in the middle section. Press I twice to inset the faces individually. With these faces selected, hit Alt E and then select extrude faces along normals. We can then move in or out depending on the effect we're looking for. If you like this curved effect, you can stop here. Otherwise, you could add a couple of loop cuts with Ctrl R and then SZ to scale. Tab back into object mode and then you can right click on the mesh and select Shade Auto Smooth. Another common effect on glasses uses the poke faces, so we start off by right clicking on our object and applying Shade Auto Smooth. Our first step is to add vertical loop cuts to our object, and we need to choose enough loop cuts so that we end up with roughly square faces across our glass. We use tab to go into edit mode, Ctrl R to select where we want the loop cuts to go, and then mouse wheel up and down to select the number of loop cuts. We then left click right click to select. We need to select all of the outside faces, which is a slightly fiddly process, and we need to make sure we don't accidentally select some of the other faces. Right click on the mesh and select poke faces. We then need to change the amount to either be positive or negative depending on whether we want to move inwards or outwards to our object. The auto smooth has gone a bit aggressive on our object, and we can undo this by changing the angle from 30 degrees to say 29.5 degrees. The object now looks a bit more like a glass. These are some pretty basic glass shapes, and of course you can go for more complex modelling if you're looking for a different setup.